Hi guys, so today we're going for part 3 of the Great Resignation series, and we're talking about telling your friends and family that you're quitting or that you've done it already. Some say this bit can be worse than telling your boss, and I know what they mean. I have been there and done that. It can be particularly hard when you're quitting without another job to transition to, or when you've decided to start your own business instead. Because unless you're telling the big news to people who've done it too, odds are they won't get it, not at first. In a society where most people do the normal thing, having a steady job, working 9 to 5 regardless of how much they don't like what they do, having someone come up and saying, nope, I'm not doing that anymore, can be perceived as lazy or irresponsible or even immature. And then there's the concern. For your parents, a job was something you often did your whole life. That same job every day until retirement. A job wasn't something you quit, you were grateful for it. Sure, you complained, but you stuck to it anyway. Stability, financial security, benefits, all of these things were more important than actually loving your job or wanting to do it. And they all know at least one cautionary tale of someone who decided to quit without a safety net and it didn't end well. Now, it gets 10 times worse when you're quitting your job to do something they just don't understand, like becoming a blogger or a YouTuber. That is actually what I did the last time I quit a job, and oh boy were my parents worried. Even after all this time and after showing them I can make a living out of it, they still think it's all going to evaporate overnight and that I'm going to lose everything. To this day, they will have the talk with me at least once a year. Sandy, are you sure about this? Wouldn't you rather get a steady job instead? I hear X, Y, or Z are hiring. So I guess that's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Your family and friends may not understand what you're doing, and they're being unsupportive because they are worried. So keep that in mind in order to remain calm while having that conversation. The second thing is prepare to answer all their questions, and that means having a well thought out plan you can share with them so they'll understand you have really thought this through, that this wasn't a rush decision. Or maybe it was, maybe something happened at work that broke the camel's back and you just couldn't take it anymore, and that is totally valid. But it will still make your parents feel better if you explain what your next steps will be. Saying, I don't know, I think I'll just take some time off to recover, or I'll see where life takes me, probably won't get them off your back. Maybe you're thinking of getting a part-time job. That is something you will do to earn money, to keep yourself afloat until you figure things out. Or maybe you are thinking of taking a course or something you will need for the life you want to build after this. All that matters is that you know where you're going and you've got it covered. Now, another reason why people may be opposing your resignation is jealousy, unfortunately, and this is more common with friends and family members. And my advice is, don't take it personally. Maybe they've tried doing it on their own and failed, or maybe they hate their jobs and wish they had the courage to do what you did but feel trapped. Think about this for a second, how bad you felt before you quit. Now imagine someone came up to you and told you they had taken the plunge. Would you be 100% supportive, or would a part of you resent them for doing what you couldn't do? It doesn't mean they don't want what's best for you, they're just really projecting their own feelings into the situation. And then sometimes there are these really crappy people you thought were your friends that just get offended by the notion that you want to live a life less ordinary. And they'll say things like, who do you think you are? Or that's a stupid idea, you will never make it. Or even, you must think you're better than us. Now, I have never had people like this exactly, but I will say there are some family members and friends who would ask me a lot about my work and my plans up until that moment things started working out for me, after which they never asked again. And I am sorry to say, but those people are not the ones you want around you much, and they certainly aren't the ones you want to share your success with. So, just move on. Now, tell me, are you enjoying this video? Then please give it a thumbs up so YouTube will show it to others as well. And if you're looking for more content on quitting your job, becoming an entrepreneur, maybe even a blogger or a YouTuber, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. I publish new videos twice a week, plus my inspirational shorts you can watch after this one. I remember when I was preparing to tell my parents I had quit my job to become a full-time blogger. I was already making some money from it, but I still felt like I was letting them down. And I guess that's the biggest part of why it's so hard to let people know we quit. Them thinking we failed, feeling embarrassed for us or disappointed by our decision. I remember my mom asking me how it was possible that a straight-A student with a marketing degree wanted to be a blogger and spend all day at home writing on her computer. But here's the thing. To her, it sounded like something terrible. To me, it was my dream come true, to be creative, to express myself, to connect with people from all over the world and help them with their problems. To have the freedom to work from home and decide when I wanted to work and when I wanted to enjoy my life. So when you're talking to your friends and family, just keep your focus on your dream. Remember why you made the decision, why it's the best one for you, and how amazing it will be to finally be able to do what you love doing. They don't get it now, but one day they will. When they see how happy, how accomplished you feel, they will get it, and they will be so happy for you. Now, the next tip I have for you is to be assertive. Don't talk like you haven't decided or like you're unsure if you did the right thing. And this is particularly important if you're speaking to your loved ones before you've actually done it. Because if you are not assertive, if you don't make it clear your mind's made up and nothing will change it, they will think they can persuade you or pressure you into changing your decision. If you talk calmly and assertively, they will know you mean it and that it isn't a whim or an impulse. It is a rational decision. One way to help you cope with the temporary lack of support from your family and friends is to surround yourself with like-minded people. And this may mean looking for an entrepreneur group online, for example. Talk to people who are either going through the same thing or that have done it and can help you with some pointers on how to deal with your loved ones on this. Now, if you are part of a supportive family, or if you are lucky enough to have a tight group of friends, just ask for their support. Even if they have reservations, tell them, I know you're worried, and I know this isn't a choice you would make for me, but this is really important for me, and it is really a big deal, so I need your support on this. I need to be able to talk to you about it. I need to know I can come to you when things get tough, and you will be there without judgment. Can you do that? I don't see how anyone who loves you and supports you can say anything else other than yes, of course. But this also means you need to give them a moment to place all their concerns on the table. Allow them to voice their opinion at least once before you can move on. Reassure them about the things you can and just listen to the ones you have no way of replying to. Maybe these tips I've shared with you will allow you to tell your loved ones about your resignation in a way that they will be totally supportive about it. Or maybe nothing you can do or say will make a difference. They just can't see it. They just don't get you, and they will never agree with you. And they'll say as much as often as the subject comes up. If that's the case, here's something to keep in mind and maybe even add to the conversation if things get heated and boundaries are overstepped. This decision is yours. You are your own person. You take the fall for your mistakes and reap the rewards for your triumphs. And ultimately, if you are doing this on your own, without taking money or help from anyone else, then it's really none of their concern, is it? It is your life and no one gets to live it for you. Now, if you haven't seen the other videos for the Great Resignation series, I strongly advise you that you do. You can start with this one, how to tell if it's time to quit. That is it for me today, and I will see you over there. Bye bye!